Hey, what's up, guys? In this video, I'm going to tell you the story of an incident that happened many years ago when my wife and I first started dating. And this was during a time for me where I was basically in the house all the time by myself. I barely ever ventured out at all. And she was just starting to try to get me to come out and, socialize and be a part of the world again. And it was just on a random day where she wanted me to go to ShopRite with her to pick up some groceries for the house. And I remember it was a very hot day. And I remember that because I never go out in a tank top, ever. And she convinced me that day. She's like, don't even bother putting on a dress shirt, which I always wear. I wear dress pants and a dress shirt. She said, just come out with your tank top if you're real hot. So I agreed. And I went out in my tank top, go to ShopRite, and we're just doing our shopping, minding our own business. We have a cart full of stuff, and we're walking up and down the aisles. When I notice there's this guy who's following us from aisle to aisle, and he's staring at my wife, at my girl at the time. So he was also an employee of the ShopRite. I could tell because he was wearing a ShopRite vest. He's a black guy. So I asked her, I was like, you notice this guy's following us, staring at you? She said, yeah. I was like, all right. So I was like, let's just go to another aisle. Go around to another aisle. Again, he comes up and pretends like he's doing something, stocking shit on the shelf, but he's staring right at her, like obscenely staring at her. It's not like a friendly stare. So I said something to him. And I was like, yo, my man, I was like, why are you staring at my girl? And he's like, what? I was like, yeah, you're staring at my girl. You've been following us for the past 3 aisles. Everywhere we go, you've been going also. And you're staring at her. And you're making her uncomfortable. And he's like, man, I wasn't staring at her. He's like, I was like, all right, let's just leave it alone, man. Fine. You weren't looking at her. You're not following us. Fine. So, again, I grab the cart. We move on. Go to another aisle. This motherfucker did the same thing again. And comes and follows us and is just staring at her, gawking at my fucking girl. So she's telling me, she's like, listen, just forget about it, leave it alone. I said, man, fuck that. And I went up to the guy and said, listen, man, I just told you you're being fucking disrespectful and you're staring at my girl. You just did it again. I said, you know what, man? If you have a fucking problem, me and you can handle this problem right now. Let's just fucking step outside and handle it. And right away, he started talking tough. He's like, yeah, you think you can handle me outside? I was like, I fucking know I can. Let's go right now. He's like, all right. So the 3 of us went outside in front of the ShopRite. Walked through. I left the carriage there full of stuff. Walked out. There was a lot of people outside there for some reason in the front area. So as soon as we got outside, his back was like to the wall of the front entrance of the ShopRite. And I'm standing in front of him, and I told him, I was like, man, I told you to just fucking leave this shit alone and stop being disrespectful, and you have to keep fucking pushing me. And he's like, man, you're not doing shit. He's like, I don't give a fuck what you say, man. I'll do whatever the fuck I want, disrespect or not. And he's like, I fucking dare you to do something. He said that to me. As soon as he said that, to do something, I just fucking grabbed him by his throat and lifted him and squeezed the shit out of his fucking throat. And I remember his back was against the wall. His tongue just popped out of his mouth. And it was hanging out of his mouth. And it started turning white. His face started changing color. And I was just squeezing the shit out of his jugular. And I told him, you stupid motherfucker. I could fucking kill you. I could end you right now with my fucking hand. You dumb motherfucker. I told you. And the people around were all crowded. And they're like, oh man, oh my God, look what this guy's doing to him. And my girl was right there with me. So I see the guys. I was choking him for a good time now and cursing at him and screaming at him, telling him what a dumb motherfucker he was. So finally, I saw his eyes start like rolling back in his head, and I just let him go and dropped him. And he collapsed onto the ground right there. Done. And I went back inside with my girl, got the cart, and continued the shopping. So as we're going up and down the aisles now, the manager called the cops. The cops show up with him, and they come to me. I see 2 cops walking up with this guy who was the manager. And the cops come up and they say, excuse me, sir, you have to leave right now, immediately. And I said, leave? For what? They said, the manager wants you to leave. He called us. They don't feel safe here. You have to go right now. I said, listen, man, I'm not fucking going anywhere. I have a shopping cart full of stuff, and I'm going to finish my fucking shopping. And anybody who fucking puts their hands on me and tries to stop me, I'm going to fucking fight. So do whatever the fuck you want. But I'm telling you right now, don't fucking touch me. Don't put your fucking hands on me. And leave me the fuck alone. That's it. I didn't do shit to anybody. I'm here fucking shopping, and that's it. I'm going to finish what I'm doing. So they went and consulted and talked, and they came back, and they decided, you know what? They're not going to put their hands on me. They didn't want to go through the risk of what was going to happen. So they just said, okay, sir, we're going to have to escort you for the entire time that you're in the store, and we'll wait until you're done with your shopping so the management feels safe. I said, whatever. So now that these guys are escorting us, I'm laughing about it. I'm telling my girls, these fucking punks following us around like we need a fucking escort. Now the whole fucking ShopRite is staring at us. Everybody's staring at us because I'm walking around with police escorts. So I made it a point to take my time and go up and down every fucking aisle. Just take my time, walking real slow, doing my shopping with these two cops walking on both sides of me. As I'm doing this, as I'm walking down one aisle towards the front again, towards the registers, I could see through the windows outside. That same guy that I just choked and dropped on the ground was out there with a bunch of guys. He called a bunch of his boys because I was taking my time in there. They had the time to get there. And I saw him pointing at me. And they were all staring right at me and pointing at me. So I told my girl, I was like, this motherfucker just called all his friends and they're going to try to jump me outside. So I was like, all right, whatever. So we finished the shopping. We get to the register. And I'm telling her, I said, listen, as soon as we're done paying for this, right, I want you to walk out by yourself first. Walk straight to the left where the people weren't standing and go to the car and wait for me. I'm going to come out. These guys are going to jump me and we're going to fucking fight. And I'm going to fuck these guys up. I don't give a fuck about who's out there. I didn't do anything wrong. I'm going to fuck these guys up. So she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to leave me, but she listened to me and did what I said. We pay for the stuff. We go through the register. The manager said, okay, thank you to the cops. I let the cops walk a little in front of me. They walked out, right? And I hesitated a little bit. So I didn't want the cops involved. I didn't need their fucking protection. I wanted this fight to happen now. I'm pissed. And after they walked out, I continued. I told her to take the shopping cart, actually. So she took the shopping cart. So I walk out, and I see them all start surrounding me now. There's like 10 guys, 10, 12 guys. And I see him. And right away he pointed. He said, that's the guy right there. And I said, I was just flipping the fuck out. And I was like really fucked up at this time in my life. I had no fear. I didn't give a fuck. And I just flipped out. And I said, fuck all of you. Fuck every one of you. Whoever the fuck wants to fight, I'll fight all of you right now. Fucking bitch-ass motherfucker pussies. Every one of you. Fuck you. Go ahead. Who's the first one to come at me? And they just fucking stood there and did nothing. These fucking punks did nothing. This guy called his boys. They all showed up. They had me outnumbered like crazy. And they bitched out and did fucking nothing and cleared the way as I walked to the car. And we got in the car and left. And that was it. The funny thing about the story was how the guy's tongue popped out and started changing color, turned white, and his skin changed color as the life was leaving his fucking body and the stupid face he was making when I was choking the shit out of him and screaming at him, telling him what a dumb motherfucker he was, that he asked for this shit. And listen, guys, this sounds like a crazy story, like many of my other ones do as well. In one of my last videos, I had some guy comment that I'm a liar, that these stories are fake. He even said I never been to prison. I have all the fucking paperwork of every fucking charge of my prison sentence with my picture on it, everything, okay? Number one. And number two, even stories like this that sound unbelievable, that you can't believe, I'll tell you exactly where the fuck it happened. It happened in the town that I was living called Fair Lawn, New Jersey, at the ShopRite. The ShopRite's right on the border of Patterson, New Jersey, okay? So every encounter I've had with police in stories that I've shared with you is on record. They have record of this. And it was those same cops that department later that arrested me for some other shit, where I told a story that they had me in a holding cell and they were fucking with me, and I hit the wall and all their medals were on the other side of the cinder block wall, mounted on nails, and I hit the cinder block so hard with my elbow that they all popped off their nails and shattered it and broke all over the place. And they charged me with that, and I ended up beating the case. So you can check that story out also. But I mentioned this again because of these people who, for whatever reason, you don't want to believe me, my shit sounds crazy. Look it up yourself. I'm telling you where the fuck it happened. Everything is on record. These cops know exactly what the fuck happened and documented everything. So even this crazy ShopRite story is on record. All right? For you fucking fools out there who think I would lie, why the fuck would I lie? To entertain your bitch asses out there? I never would. All right? So I hope you guys enjoyed this. I'll talk to you next time. Thanks.